And if they do put up Pia, who is a 6,
They're going to
then
counter
I
with
would
their
think
6.
Rene Hayes from the other team, who's
Yeah.
also a 6, they would have to put her up.
That would be my guess. We'll wait.
But that's because we're kind of rookies too. There could be a good move here is that they throw off.
Yep.
If they put up a 6, you could put up a 3, and then they would have to play to be able to reach the numbers, flip that around, because all you need to do is win. You don't need to win in the second. You need to win the match period. So one team really needs to win now. Oh, but I do think we have 2 6s going at.
Well, no, we've got, I believe, Janine Cornelius, and we'll get this verified, but I believe this is Janine Cornelius, skill level 5 for the Apocalypsticks, going against Rene Hayes, skill level 6 of Hensley's Angels. So I'm not sure, again, I'm not sure who put up first, but it might have been a case where Hensley's Angels put Rene up, their best player, trying to go for win the match here. And the Apocalypsticks decide they'd rather have the...
Well, this is a smart move. If they feel Janine as a 5 is a stronger 5, this is a good move because the race now will be 5-4 instead of an even race.
Right. And that still leaves Pia Yang potentially. Of course, we had a 4.
No, that wouldn't work.
That would eliminate her.
Yes.
Yeah, so no Pia.
I think so.
Getting confirmation from our producer here that who we believe to be at the table is at the table. Of course, we're just meeting these teams right before the finals, and it is, in fact, Janine Cornelius here with the break. You've got Rene Hayes.
Well, the strength
finishing
here
the rack
with Janine putting up being a 5 against Renee's 6 is if Janine can win this and stay in the match and get a 2 or a 3, they're going to be able to play a 4 after this.
Right.
Where the Hensley's Angels are only going to be able to play a 3, so they're going to have the advantage in the last match if they can get to the last.
Interesting. It's always interesting, the dynamics of putting up, right?
Oh,
with the team
amazed.
concept. It's always kind of a, do we do it this way? Do we do it that way? Do we go for the kill here? Do we, there's a lot that goes into the decision making, and obviously it also is affected by who puts up first.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm in awe of some of the captains, how they come up and know. I say, why do you do that? And he goes, well, because of this. And I go, wow, I never thought of that.
So we were half right on our prediction. We've got Rene Hayes currently seated of Hensley's Angels. She is their team captain. This is Janine Cornelius. Pockets a ball on the break in the corner. I believe that was a striped ball. So we have a 5-6 race, which means Janine needs 4 games. Rene needs 5 games. So a 4-5 race. And you're seeing Janine at the table for the Apocalypsticks.
All right, not much to shoot at there, and she played a defensive shot. It's a pretty good shot. I believe Rene has the 6 ball in the side if she chooses to go offensively here, which I have a feeling she will.
Somebody offering Rene some advice. They say, take the coat off so you don't foul. I'm guessing the temperatures have something to do with the coat. It's
a little
always
bit
a little bit cooler.
Yeah,
not too bad, but it's always a little bit cooler in the convention spaces and the casinos here in Las Vegas.
And with the heat outside, you're better off that way. They have to have that air conditioning.
It's weird
going.
to adjust. Yeah. It's you go from the very hot 100-degree temperatures to the 68-degree indoor temperatures in the casinos.
You could see her arm was shaking there a little bit. Again, pressure is on here. You know, the pressure is obviously on Janine from Apocalipsticks.
It's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, I know
it's a cool name, but it's tough to say.
Down
Apocalypsticks.
3-0. Yeah, thank you. But the pressure is on Rene, too, because she does not want to give up this lead. They're sitting in such a great situation right now. So both players are going to feel it a little bit. The race is longer here. Like you said, the race is 5-4 race. So they're going to have some time to get comfortable.
A little more time to settle in, right. Rene pockets the 7 in the corner. Again, Rene is the skill level 6 on Hensley's Angels. They are from Blue Springs, Missouri, where they play out of side pockets there. Side pockets, of course, a big number of pool rooms there in the Kansas City area. Very popular amongst APA members in that area. I wouldn't be surprised if some folks back at side pockets were tuning in right now. It's one of the things we've seen as we've started these streams is a lot of times when these teams make it this far, their folks back home like to throw it on the big screen and kind of take it all in. So
Okay, I like her follow through. She doesn't have a long backstroke, but she's got a nice follow through here. Didn't get much of a perfect position over here, but I don't like shooting this in the side because that's going to make the 8-ball fly, I think. Careful. Oh, she went for the bank. All right. She fires at the ball. Okay, we'll see here what situation Janine is in here. She needs to kind of do something with that 1 ball, I believe, in the 3. This got a perfect angle to do so. A little bit of center right here, maybe possibly low right, and she could go into them right now and break those balls open. Yep, just not low enough.
With so much pressure on Janine here, I'm thinking about it and the fact that, you know, when you're down 3-0 and your team says, hey,
Yeah.
go save us.
Yeah, exactly.
Go up there and save us, please. So we'll see what she's got. It's not an easy situation. Again, we've talked about it numerous times, but you're playing in the finals arena. You've got at least 100, maybe 150 people now here in the room. You've got several hundred more watching online.
One thing I've learned from competing for so long is that if you choose to, you can, you know, get super nervous and feel the pressure no matter what the situation is.
Right.
You know, if you're the one to come in and save it, or you're the one that could mess it all up, that everybody else has done their thing and you could dog it for everybody. You know, you can talk yourself out of everything, anything. All right, I think there's going to be a referee called here by Rene. This is going to be a close hit no matter what, I think. See with that 1 and 3. Don't want to take any chances. You need to have somebody come watch this.
They're both not exactly sure what the conversation is.
Obviously, I missed something.
So was there must have been a foul of some sort there then.
Well,
made slight contact. I didn't catch it either.
But there was a conversation, and maybe somebody at home can figure out what happened there. 'Cause obviously, we were not paying attention
I didn't
enough
catch
to
it, but all right. Somebody said bad hit. Hit the 1 first.
Okay.
And that's
Thank
Mr.
you.
Luke Garrett. We trust Luke.
Thanks for being there, Luke.
I'll give Rene an opportunity here.
That was not a bad shot. She went for the bank, and at the same time ensured that the 13 ball would not be makeable after that. We'll see what Janine can do here. To me, that Rene definitely has the advantage here. She's got more balls to work with. And if she can get the cue ball up here to get position on the 3 or 4, then she should be home free. Oh, she's going to leave the 1 till last. Okay. The fact that the 1 is blocking there. A little bit different thinking. You know, I tend to think like a 9-ball player more than anything else.
Sure.
Sometimes straight pull, but I don't play as much 8-ball as these guys do. And sometimes I kind of think backwards on shot selection. So that was a good shot. Just even if you don't make it, there's nowhere to go for Janine right here. This is one of those situations that unless something really kind of strange happens, Janine is in one of those spots no matter what she does here, she's got to pretty much hope that Rene doesn't run out. Even that, it was, you know, something to try to do something, but she had to try to create something a little bit more difficult than it was. Instead of having the 4-3-1 automatic, she's made it a little bit tougher for the run out, but
again, Rene is a skill level 6, so certainly capable of a run out.
I don't like her looking at this ball here unless she's going to play safety. Because where is she going to go with her next ball? Unless she's going to make one and then play a safe after that. I'm not sure what she's thinking here. Draw the cue ball back, maybe for the 3 in the side or the opposite corner. It doesn't pass by the 1, I don't believe. All right, she drew it back. Was it enough? All right, if she's going to go for the bank here or the cut, you just got to make sure you get on that 1, or she's going to be in a worse situation than Janine. Is it going in? Nope. Still no harm done, though.
Janine.
All right, good shot by Janine there. Best she could do right there. She kind of turned the table a little bit with that 1 shot. Now all of a sudden Janine, the fact that the 3 is in a bad spot, she would have to come with a big one here unless she's going to play safe and just go ahead and thin it. Let it hit the rail. But I think that, I don't know. Tough to see from here how makeable the 13 ball is from anywhere on the table. It looks like she's playing a safety, Jason. No.
Ooh.
She's left it. We'll see if Janine can hold it together.
You surprised by that move at all?
A little bit, but I mean, I don't know if she didn't see the safety, didn't feel comfortable. The 13 ball is very makeable from there.
She gets the 9 to go, and she's in great position on the 8. This would be a big first game here for Janine Cornelius, and one that her team really needs.
Yeah, the fact that the 13 ball was so close to the pocket right there and not on really on the rail, it was hard to play safety. Oh, wow.
Can't quite get
And
the 8
scratch.
to go.
No. Wow.
So the cue ball holds on. Rene Hayes will return to the table, needing to pocket the 3 ball. Tough break there for Janine.
Kind of the Apocalypsticks curse right now.
Right.
This is exactly what was happening in the first match with Darlene and Caitlin, as Darlene would get to a situation of having a chance to win, and then something like this happened. So you can see the arm shaking right there.
Rene gets
On
the
Rene,
3 to
but
drop.
she gets the job done.
She will now have her turn at the 8 ball. She grabs her pocket marker. Throws a little chalk on the tip, and she's ready to shoot. Drops the 8 without an
Shot.
issue. Hensley's Angels on the board first. Now leading 1-0. Of course, Rene Hayes, as a skill level 6, needs to get to 5 games to win. Janine, skill level 5, needs only 4, so we are essentially now, Ava, at a 4-4 race.
Yeah, and it was a big win that racked for Rene because that took away Janine's chance of winning a 3-0.
Right.
The minute you get on the board, you stop your opponent from skunking you with a 3-0. That means it's going to be, even if Janine wins, the worst that's going to happen, she wins 2-1 or 2-0.
Yeah, there's no opportunity now for the Apocalipsticks to take away more than 2 points in this particular match, which is significant because they lost the first match 3-0. So, again, Rene Hayes now at the table, the team from Blue Springs, Missouri, Hensley's Angels. Renee's skill level 6, but we've got a dry break.
Fairly open table. A couple of little issues there, but if that one ball passes by the 9, I would definitely choose the solids here.
So this is interesting because I think you mentioned something about a little bit of an arm shake on from Rene, which apparently is something she has naturally occurring in her arm.
Well, there's a lot of players that have that on the pro level as well. Gerda Hofstetter, Nick Varner, Dick Lane. There's Corey Deuel. A lot of our top pros have that natural shake and still manage to pull back and deliver a great stroke. So a lot of the best players in the world have had that. Sometimes it's nerves.
Yeah.
I don't have a natural shake, but there's times I see myself on camera once I've played on ESPN or something, and I go, man, my arm was shaking.
So they're saying she has an arthritic shake that it's just kind of natural, nothing to do with her nerves. So that's kind of the cool thing about these live streams. We get a little more information or background from family and friends of the teams that we're watching. You know, again, we don't get a chance to really meet the players except for about 5 minutes prior to the match, and it's hard to learn a lot about a team or an individual in that amount of time, but get a little more background as we get into the
I think it's fantastic, you guys filling us in. That's we appreciate it very much. What I like about the 4 players we've seen so far, obviously these guys are higher skill level players than the first match, being a 5 and a 6 instead of 2 4s, but all 4 of them really have shown me a lot as far as knowledge, as far as playing smart, playing the percentages. What are my odds of winning here, running out, making this shot, getting on the next ball, whatever it is, and playing defensive shots when it's needed. That's probably what has brought him here, not necessarily running 5, 6 balls or running out. That's not what it's about, especially 8-balled on a bar table where it's smaller. You know, you have a smaller space to play on.
Right.
It's not very easy to run out, so you have to admit and accept that you're going to miss here and there or step away from the table and let your opponent in. But it's much better to do that when you're leaving the table when you play the safety as opposed to missing something. So
I like that Apocalipsticks t-shirt she's wearing. I just noticed that.
Yeah, I saw that before. Good shot.
I will say, more than any of the other tournaments that we have, the ladies really get into the team shirts. They get into the team names. They really are very gung-ho when it comes to all things event related. They really kind of dive right in. So
I love the team shirts. I wish everybody would do it. It's it's so easy to have it done now, and
Well, it seems so weird when we see a
yeah.
team that doesn't. And I know Janine has the Apocalypsticks shirt on, but the rest have just normal stuff, and that could be a result of they've just been here for several days, right? That's the one. That's the one thing that does happen sometimes is you've now been in a shirt for several days, and
most players don't bring 4 shirts thinking about
they've got
one
one team shirt, and after a couple days it gets a little tough to wear that shirt again. Rene Hayes misses the 12 in the corner there. Yeah, you almost need a couple team shirts, right, to stay relatively fresh, especially when you
Couple of team
going
shirts and
through
some Woolite.
casinos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's of course Las Vegas several years ago went non-smoking everywhere except the casinos, right?
Right.
So there was a time when you still had smoking here in the tournament rooms. Go back to about 2005, which we're all very happy has changed. I've talked to people that are smokers and non-smokers. They're all happy because it was just too much in one condensed area. So,
And oh boy,
ouch.
you see that quite often. Just the tables here do play fast, but it's just one of those things. That's the one thing you can't do. You just keep giving up ball in hand, you're going to find yourself in trouble, obviously. You're talking about the smoking. Luckily, it's not allowed. It's allowed in Las Vegas, just not here at the casino, because
Right.
it would smell real funny if they start
Right.
letting the weed be smoked here. That
Oh, wow,
became
yeah.
illegal. When I drove in here from the airport, and I'm going, every other sign was marijuana here, stop here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It's crazy. So at least they're not allowing that into
No,
casinos. That's
no,
a good thing.
no.
All right, so here's smart move here. The only ball that's real trouble. She's going to get that out of the way. Janine's just going to follow up. Just that 8 ball is really looming large there, so make sure she doesn't follow it too far. You want to leave yourself the 5-3 combo.
Some folks asking about future streaming broadcasts. We will be bringing you finals of the 9-ball championship tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll have the Jack and Jill doubles championship finals on Tuesday. We've got the Masters championship on Friday at 1 o'clock. Of course, all of these times Pacific Standard. And then, of course, the granddaddy of them all, the 8-ball championship, will be Saturday at 3 p.m. So that is a look at what you can expect in terms of streaming the rest of the week. I know we've also been bringing you some of the non-championship type streaming, some of the fan favorite exhibitions and things like that. I know we saw a match yesterday between Dr. Q, who's soon to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, joining the ranks of Ava and many of the game's greatest players, and played Terry Bell, a fellow Hall of Famer. So they had a little friendly exhibition.
That was fun.
Good to see the two of them playing a match. Not something in my 18 years at AP, I don't know that I've ever seen the two of them play. So kind of a neat thing, and we were able to bring you some of that action live. You can scroll through our Facebook page to find that video.
Florian was very busy last night at the pool party.
Oh, man, they love him, don't
Yeah,
they? You know who really
can you
loves him?
not?
We had him up at the junior championships in Davenport last
He's
month.
good with the kids.
Oh, man.
And part of his thing, too, is he's got so many tricks where he involves the audience.
Right.
So the kids, we had one of our boys from our junior area in Myrtle Beach. He got to be part of the shot, so he really loved that.
Yeah. Florian, very popular. Mentioned Dr. Q. Of course, Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow, also here throughout the week. So quite a few players running around. I was at the pool party last night, ran into Skylar Woodward and Billy Thorpe, both.
And Dennis Hatch,
some of the young American players coming up, both have a great opportunity to make this year's Moscone Cup team if they continue playing well. Nice to see them. So you never know who you're going to run into
I think
at the
Mike
championship.
Massey's here
Mike
again.
Massey's running around. You got Lee Brett here.
All right, we're going to see here if this is going to, obviously, as you can see, continue to be a bit of a safety. Safety game. Smart shot. Not sure here if she can go ahead and. A funny spot. The 1 being open right there, right by the pocket, and the 5 same way. Janine has the advantage in this rack.
Somebody asking about Efren Reyes. I've not seen Efren here. In fact, I thought I heard that he was kind of taking some time away from the game, or he was going to stay in the Philippines more than he is.
He's kind of sort of semi-retired as far as the U.S. scene. I mean, he's getting up there a little bit. He's got a family at home. Wow, nice shot.
Beautiful.
Good shot. Talk about turning things around a little bit there. A little bit unfortunate where the cue ball landed because the only shot it seems she has is that 9 ball, and she is completely jacked up over the 5, which obviously makes it a much more difficult shot. That was a little unfortunate.
Again, if you're just tuning in, you are watching live coverage of the Ladies 8-Ball Championship here at the APA World Championships. You've got 2 teams here in the final round. We started with 256. We're down to 2. This is Rene Hayes of the team Hensley's Angels. They are from Blue Springs, Missouri. Their opponents are from Chicago, Illinois, the team of the Apocalipsticks. So again, Rene Hayes at the table, Hensley's Angels, Blue Springs, Missouri. A question here about potential of a women's masters event. That's an interesting suggestion. I'm not sure that that's in the near future, but we do have an event that will be added to the slate next year, Ava, which is exciting, and that's a team captain championship, a team captain championship, if you will.
That's going to be a fun
so
event.
That will be exciting. That's will be added to the slate for next year. So if you're interested in getting involved with that, of course, you want to talk to your league operator, and you will want to captain a team. So as we move into the fall session, and you've been thinking about starting your own team, now might be just the right time to do it.
I just like it because the team captains are usually very dedicated. They're keeping track of all the players on their team and when they're going to play, and if there's a makeup match, if there's, you know, a schedule change, anything like that. And we have a captain, co-captain tournament locally where the winning team goes out here, and I know some of the league operators do that depending on what is done in their local area. But I like the fact that it's like an appreciation tournament for the captains that step up and captain a team.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's kind of a thankless job to be a team captain, right? You know, you get all the hard work.
Unless
you got to get everybody together, right?
Yeah.
But you know, so like you said, a lot of local tournaments for the team captains. We're just kind of expanding on that to do it here at the championships. Get an opportunity for more people to make it to Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's
and
great.
See this grand stage. Coastal Carolina's excited.
Nikki Gordon, yeah, she's one of our players in Wilmington, and I think that's going to be a very popular event. So we'll have to figure out the best way to do it at home on a home level to get it here in Las Vegas. And
right. I know APA just released details to their league operator network, kind of about the logistics of it. So it.
Yeah, I was going to surprise my player at home. Thank you for knocking.
I jumped the gun.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks, Jason.
Be another exciting event for us to bring you guys next year. Rene Hayes slowly but surely cleaning up the table. She now shooting on the 8-ball. Chance to go up 2-0 in a race to 5 for Rene. Pockets the 8-ball. Now up 2-0. Needs 3 games to secure a victory, not only in this match, but for her team overall. Again, they are currently leading 3-0.
You know, I know locally in our area, some of our players miss when it was a full roster 8-person 8-ball team in the ladies. But the change has really done, I think, a lot for the ladies divisions, because not all areas are big enough to have enough to do
a full roster team. Yeah,
exactly. You can do one team and send it in, but it's gotten so popular to play the league ladies. So in our area, more players had a chance to play, because with 8 players, if you have a smaller league area, I mean, to get even 4 teams together could be difficult.
Yeah, and you can see it in the numbers. I mean, you've got 256 ladies teams in this year's event. Back when we were still at full rosters for ladies, you know, the numbers would generally be about 55, 60 teams. So just a lot more participation with the revised format. Always like to see who people are rooting on. You've got some Rene fans. You've got some Janine fans. Somebody's saying Renee's looking pretty calm and collected. I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, I like her style. We'll see here if she can make this a tough cut on the 6. She kind of got herself in a bad spot. No safeties to play and a tough cut on the 6. The fact that you can't see the pocket and you can't really see where you're hitting. And just overcut it a little bit. I think Janine's going to have a shot here, though. On the 9, it looks like she should be able to make the 9 there. Oh, she got the 14 in the side, too.
And that 14 drops in the side pocket.
And left herself nothing.
Again, there were 256 teams when the Ladies 8-Ball Championship began. We started today with 4, and we are now down to the 2 teams left here in this final round. Competing for $10,000 first place prize money. More importantly, that championship title, a trophy.
Three ball in this side here. And hold the cue ball, looks like. All of Renee's balls are open right now, so cue ball control. Good shot. Renee
Pockets
is
the
a skill level
3.
6, so she doesn't
Right.
definitely has the capability here and the talent to run out.
Talked to her a little bit before the match, and she was telling me what a family affair it is for them and their players. And you know, Renee plays 4 nights a week. Her son plays. Most of their team have players or family members that also play. And also, first time here in Vegas for a lot of them at the tournament, that is. So they're getting the most out of their experience the first time around, making it all the way to the final round.
You know, it's funny. We just finished our summer session at home, and I think, you know, most of the leagues either just finished or about to finish that session. What I find is teams that come in the summer have 3 sessions to kind of feel it out, because it's very important that you do feel a bit like a family.
Sure.
That you get, you know, people that you click with, so you don't feel like 2 people on your team are mad because you shot the wrong ball or whatever, but that you all just support each other. Go out and have a good time and play the game. And you need to carry that on when you go to the tournaments, too. You can't feel like your team is mad at you. She held on. You know, if you make a mistake,
Sure.
because nobody on that team is going to be perfect. Everybody here is an amateur.
Yeah, and that's something I heard from both these teams before the matches, that they felt very good about their team's dynamic. And that is important, not just for what happens on the table, but when you get to Vegas and there are lots of distractions.
Yeah.
There is the casino and
Good
the drinking
shot.
and the
Right,
partying
exactly.
and the late nights. And, you know, you have to stay focused somewhat to, you know, to give your best here at the table. So, again, that kind of plays into having a good team dynamic.
I think she's going to go ahead and play a safety here. She didn't get a very good shot. Just lob the cue ball down and leave it at the end table there. There you go. Not going to leave much. Doesn't want to hit it too firm. That was a little firm.
It's
Still
interesting.
okay.
Through these first 2.5 games, I don't know that we've seen any timeout now from the Apocalipsticks. Janine's kind of just been out there doing her thing, right? They haven't.
And some players, I mean, I say this to everybody that I talk to, just because you have a timeout doesn't mean you need to take it.
Sure.
It can actually stop a player's rhythm. So even if you're skill level 3 or 4, it may not come up in the game where you really need a timeout.
Right.
But especially your 5s, your 6s, your 7s, if there's no reason to timeout, sometimes it can actually throw you off. You know what you want to do, and then to have somebody else tells you maybe you should do the other, then you're going to not really be committed if you don't agree with that call. So I guess she feels confident so far, at least, to do what she wants to do.
Again, the current score is 2-0 in favor of Rene Hayes. Rene needs 5 games to Janine's 4. Renee's team also leading by a score of 3-0. That due to the victory by Caitlin Harris in the first match.
Carol asked about who's going to give a timeout. Well, for instance,
Well, they've got
Janine
a
is a
6.
skill level 5,
Yeah, they've
and
got a
they
6
have
on
a
the
6
bench.
on the team that could come up and discuss.
And they also have their team captain, Darlene. You know, and sometimes timeouts aren't necessarily about the next ball to hit. Sometimes they're more mental, regroup, take a second.
Absolutely. And you know, I've seen a 7 ask for a timeout and have a 5 come up and just talk to him. And sometimes just because you're a 7, you're not a machine.
Sure.
And sometimes, like you said, it can be, come on, buddy, you know, help me out here. I feel like I can't even breathe because I'm, you know, or what do you think? And just to talk, sometimes it's just good to talk about it. So
maybe just get them to chuckle a little bit to kind of break up the tension or whatever necessary. But again, this is.
No, I was talking about, like, if you don't want one, like Janine doesn't seem like she wants one, then don't bother her.
Right.
Because that could actually throw her off in her, what she's trying to do. So everybody's got their own thing.
Folks asking about the cost of Mini Mania. So Mini Mania is the smaller tournaments that we run nearly round the clock here. I think it's like 20 hours a day. They stop it at some point so they can clean up the room, but the prices on those tournaments, they do vary. The formats and things vary, so you'll want to refer to the program guide to kind of see what's available there. Of course, Mini Mania is always popular, virtually always full. One of the kind of the nice aspects of being an APA member is the opportunity to come out here and participate in Mini Mania, even if you haven't qualified on a team. You can come here and play on the grand stage with the 300 some odd tables we have out here, and you know, we have a lot of players that come out strictly for the Mini Mania.
Oh, a lot. A lot of players support to go out with their friends, have a good time, and play Mini Mania. So that room is always packed. Always.
Always packed and always a little bit wilder, I would say, than the main tournament, where it's a little more subdued and quiet. Mini Mania, I've stories that we can't share here that have come out of the Mini Mania room sometimes. So.
And then again, those are 100% payback. It's
sure.
Just,
yeah, it goes to the top 25% of the field. So whatever the entry is, all comes back out. A nice shout out to Steve and Becky, who are behind the scenes producing the streaming broadcast, along with a couple others. We got Josh Fletcher and Kevin Hinkebine. We got Greg Fletcher running around somewhere. So it takes a number of people to bring you the streaming coverage. Ava, Jonathan Hensley wants you to play in the League Operator Minis. Do they let you play in the League Operator Mini tournament? Or are you forbidden from that? I'm guessing you're forbidden.
I don't know how you guys do that, because I've had, oh, wow, that would have been a disaster. Again, that would obviously have been a loss of that rack if she would have scratched, shooting at the 8. So Rene is at the table with the ball in hand, but she still has to get through these 5 balls. I don't know. You know, I have a hard time with the because I don't know about the other league operators, but I have about 6 or 8 or 10 of my players wanting to play.
They all want to play.
So how do I pick who to play with if I do have the opportunity to play, which I don't know that I do?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you do not have the opportunity to play in minis.
Okay. No. Oh, okay.
Based
right.
on your
Never mind.
professional status,
All right.
Hall of Fame credentials,
I can't play in anything.
magazine covers, trophies, prize payouts, and all of the other career accomplishments of the striking Viking, Ava Matai Lawrence.
All right. Well, then I don't have to worry about who to play with and who not to play with.
All right, Rene.
I'm just here to root for everybody.
There you go.
See if Rene can run out here and really take a firm hold of this second match. Janine needs to get in here to make something happen.
Of course, somebody commenting they have an ex-pro in their league, and it's always kind of an interesting conversation when it comes to what is actually the definition of a pro, because you know, it's a lot of times it's easy to go play in a tournament that includes pros. It doesn't necessarily make you a pro. So typically with APA, and we look at things on a case-by-case basis, but you know, it's does this person make their living from playing pool? What, you know, what kind of results is this person having in the tournaments that they're playing in? So in Ava's case, we can look at, again, her Hall of Fame credentials and participation in pro events over the, I won't say how long. And we could pretty much say, yeah, she's probably not eligible.
I own it by now.
You know, a player that has played in some pro events and, you know, fancied themselves a pro. Again, it's kind of a case-by-case basis in terms of looking at that.
But I do like how the APA National Office does it, where you involve the league operator and maybe reach out to other league operators, discuss it in-house, and really start doing some research and seeing.
They take it very seriously in making that decision. So Rene,
especially because there's a lot of money to be made in the APA, especially in the singles, where you know you can go in that same thing here. You can win 15,000 in singles. You can fit 25,000 in 8-ball teams here. So there's money to be won. So I'm sure there's a few that try to sneak through.
Sure.
But I think we've done a really good job.
Well, I talked to Skylar Woodward last night. He's literally one of the best young players in America, and at one time was playing APA. And we finally had to say, it's time for you to move on. And at the time, he said, "What do you mean?" And we kind of laughed last night about it, because I said, you know, you're going to make your, third Mosconi Cup in a row. Yeah. And I think we were right on that decision.
If she plays with this with low, she's in trouble. She could scratch here. Oh, she tried to draw it. All right.
Janine.
Time
Cornelius
for Janine
with an opportunity.
Shake it loose a little bit here and try to fire this ball in. If she makes it, she stands no risk of scratching. The only way she could scratch it if she hit it way too thick and the cue ball came down in the corner where she's at now. But if she makes it, the cue ball, center ball. Nice shot.
Nice shot on the 8 from Janine. And suddenly, folks, she's right back in this thing, trailing by only 1 game. However, again, and we talked about this, because of the skill level differential, she needs only 3 games. Rene still needs 3 games, so we are essentially deadlocked even here. Again, if Rene, who is currently racking, is able to win this second match, her team would be the champions. Janine, who's preparing to break, trying to get this match trying to get this overall match into the 3rd individual match to give her team a chance. Fails to pocket anything on the break there.
Pretty wide open table that Renee's walking into here. She's going to take her time to really look. Normally you look for where the troubles are, obviously, and you pick the other side if you can, but there are no major troubles here anywhere that I can see. The only thing I can see is that 4 balls blocking the 9. So she doesn't want to have to deal with that.
Rene can't get that 3 ball to drop there in the corner. See a little frustration as she makes a fist after the miss. Haven't seen a lot of mistakes from Rene, but there's one there.
She got away with one, though. Yeah, there's nothing really for Janine to shoot at here.
Again, Janine, part of the Apocalipsticks team from Chicago. Really a hotbed of pool here in the United States. Hotbed for APA leagues. We have several different leagues there in the Chicago area.
It's not bad. It looks like the only shot that Rene has here is the 4 ball. So the one good thing for Janine is that unless Rene runs out, at least she got that 4 out of the way to clear the pocket for Janine. I do see that a lot, is making sure to make that ball and then kind of sort of forgetting about the next one. It's so big, especially these 5s and 6s, is really try, even if it doesn't work out, really have an idea what you want to do with the cue ball. I wonder if she's going to try to make this off the 10. I think she was trying to glance it off the 10 ball into the corner. Just barely missed it.
You said Coastal Carolina APA just finished up summer session. Is that right?
Just
you haven't started your fall yet?
No, we have our playoffs here coming up next week, so.
Busy time of year for our league operators around the country. Most, like Ava mentioned, most have concluded their summer session or are wrapping it up and starting those big fall sessions. A lot of folks that maybe took off in the summer, especially in the cooler climates that take off in the summer, start to come back in the fall. So busy time of year for our league operators. Of course, a lot of them out here at the championships helping us run this event, which we certainly appreciate. It takes a lot of folks to put on the World Championships, league operators. We get a lot of league players that come out and work as referees, which I think has got to be one of the toughest jobs, to come out here and have that kind of pressure.
Talk about thankless.
Yeah.
I have one of our players, Chris Reiser. He's here volunteering and working as a referee, loving it. And I think I keep getting the CompuSport updates, on my phone, and I think it's Chris Reiser won, Chris Reiser lost, Chris Reiser has an update. It's him and some of the other players on from our area, so I keep, I get the automatic updates, and they're playing a lot of Mini-Manias,
And I'm glad you mentioned CompuSport too, because we get a lot of emails from folks saying, how do I keep up with my team that I'm following and that kind of thing. You can go to our website, poolplayers.com. You go to the World Championship coverage. You'll see CompuSport there. You can actually download the app to your phone. Makes it real easy to follow teams and players in particular that you want to keep up with throughout the event. So good information to know as we move into our largest event, which starts tomorrow. That's the 8-ball championship, which features 700 and some odd teams. So
Janine is in one of those situations here. She's come down to what didn't look like it much in the very early goings, but there was an issue with that 8 unless balls were moved. So she's going to probably try to knock this 9 ball. As long as she hits the top part of the 9, though, she should have a shot at the 6 next. That'll work too. Perfect. She had to do something there, but I think she missed going into them. She still got a shot. She wanted to do. She went into the 9 and just nudged it. Then she could have opened the pocket there for the 8. She still has some work to do to be able to get a shot on the 8 ball. I don't quite understand that shot.
Fires the 6 into the side pocket.
Well, she opened up the pocket, but what good was that when she got behind the edge? She got no shot on the 5. Needed to be a little bit more patient there and figure place to get on the 8 where she could have actually gone into the next ball. We'll see what she's going to do. By the way, I like her shirt too, the Angel shirt. Did you see in the back of that?
Yeah. Kind of a play off the Charlie's Angels, I'm guessing. Hensley's Angels, again, we mentioned that's their league operator, Jonathan Hensley. Who's one of a handful of league operators we have in the Kansas City area. Ooh.
Ouch.
Bring Janine back to the table.
Well, ball in hand here, everything is pretty open. Again, the one thing you want to do in straight pool in 8-ball, since you can choose what ball to play on if you have several on the table, is shoot the balls in sections. So if she's going to go up here, then make sure to get these 3 out of the way, and then the best way possible to get down table, which would not be with the 9. So if she's going to shoot this ball here, she wants to get across the table for the 9 and use the 10 to get down for the 15. I would shoot the other 2 first, for sure. Get those 2 out of the way, then you have 3 pretty easy shots down here, and all you have to do is get on the 8 from there.
And now we're seeing your first timeout for Janine. This is
Pia
Yang, skill level 6 of the Apocalipsticks, coming out to help talk this over with Janine. Very quick timeout.
And that is what she said. All right, just make sure she stays between the 5 and the 8 here. Nice, soft little shot. All right, that'll work too. Got to get that 15 out of there, though. It's not something you want to leave. And the reason why she should take the 15 too is because even if she were to hang it up, she's not going to leave any kind of a shot on the 5. There you go. And remember, it's cue ball foul only. The championship here. Uh-oh. All right, not your dream situation, but easy safety. Use the 9 and just tap it into it. And hit the 10 ball, or 12 even better. She'll be snookered behind the 8. That'll work. Good kick shot there.
Very nice.
By Rene. All right, Janine. Clock's running out. You need to run these 4 balls right here. And this could really turn this match around, not just in points, obviously, but also kind of momentum a little bit if Janine can take this and tie it up 2-2.
I think I have deciphered the crooked 1 comments.
The crooked 1?
Yeah. It's the scorecard is crooked when you see it. We're not on the screen here, but
oh,
I kept looking for a crooked 1.
Me
and
too.
I finally found the crooked 1.
Is the 1 ball crooked? What are you
there
talking about?
It is, the crooked 1. That's driving some of our viewers crazy. We'll get that fixed at the conclusion of this, one way or another. Yeah, the crooked 1.
Well, Janine's plan is to take care of that for
you
right
hopefully we'll be
now.
flipping that to a 2 here momentarily. We'll see.
All right. Slight draw here to get up, play the 8 in the side, or you can just punch it out a little bit, play the 8 in the corner. I would want to draw it up about 6 inches to a foot. There you go.
Pockets the 9, marks her pocket.
All right, that's corner shot is a backup shot.
I haven't quite figured out what that pocket marker is that she's got. Is that it almost looks like a
little piece of paper.
Coin inside of a piece of plastic or something. I don't know if that's the pocket marker that we give out when they get here, or
I don't know. Sometimes it's just a piece of paper that somebody has written, literally written little,
right.
you know,
oh yeah,
go get
nice,
them, or
yeah.
somebody said to you a good luck thing. No, that's no good there.
Doesn't go.
But check that out. Backup plan. Oh, no. That's
Foul.
ball in hand right there. Nothing hit a rail after contact, so ball in hand. That's a nerve kind of shot right there.
She's got ball in hand on the 8. She's going to go ahead and leave her pocket marked. Take her shot at the 8 ball. And she is
Tied
now
ball game.
tied it up 2-2.
She's actually ahead in this match.
Needs just 2 more games, whereas Rene Hayes still needing 3. So this is quite an even match here so far, Ava. Started off with Rene Hayes up 2-0. Janine has battled back. Rene will prepare the break. Janine's going to take a quick drink, grab her cue, chalk it up, and prepare to break this 5th rack here. 2nd match here at the Ladies 8-Ball Championship, live here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, all part of the APA World Pool Championships, which began last Thursday and will continue until next Saturday. We crown our champions in the 8-ball division. Janine again fails to pocket a ball in the break. The table remains open. Janine did in fact fix the crooked one by flipping it to a 2, although
Still a hair
still a
off,
little
isn't
crooked.
it?
Now
Yeah.
I'm a little having some OCD about it, so.
All right, shoot that. Start out with the 13 in the corner. Just let the cue ball go a little bit there. It's found its way all the way through all those balls, and she is stuck behind the 4. All she has to gonna be able to do here, I think, is kick at the 10 ball. All right, no foul. You can see how much faster Janine is moving in general. I mean, the fact that she got a couple of games here, you notice that even the last rack, just getting on the scoreboard,
Yep.
she has kind of loosened up a little bit from the first rack.
We mentioned quite a few of the different things going on here at the championships aside from the tournament play. You've got the fan favorites. You got, of course, vendors from all over the country. I mean, there is literally nothing pool related that you cannot get here this week. If there is, I'd be shocked.
I don't even know if there was any room for any more vendors. I mean,
It's packed,
It is
yeah.
packed. Every space that you can think of, pool related, non-pool related. This poor guy out here, he was busy there for a while, but every time I've walked by, he's tried to get me to buy a phone battery, kind of attachment to the back of my cell phone.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of non-billiard related. It's like anything you can think of, it's here.
Right.
But especially, like you said, pool related T-shirts.
It's
and
unbelievable.
hats and cues, and yeah, it's great. I had one of the players in our area was saying that was probably their favorite thing about coming out here is just going from booth to booth.
Doing the
and
shopping, yeah. There's so
Some
much
good
to
deals,
see and
too.
do here at the World Championships. Of course, we mentioned the pool parties, 2 pool parties. Next one will be Thursday evening. I love the venue here at the Westgate for the pool parties too. The view is exceptional of the Strip, and usually get a nice sunset. And just usually a really nice evening. So lots of folks joining us last night at the pool party.
Did you get in the water?
Didn't get in the water, no.
Chicken?
I was working. Been a long time since I've been in the pool at a pool party. It did look quite appealing, though, because it's, of course, hot in Vegas this time of year.
You think?
Well, it's
It's a little balmy.
it's not as hot as we've seen it. I mean, I know I haven't been outside since last night, but I think it's probably in the low hundreds, which actually is not terrible for Vegas this time of year. That's when
Yeah.
it gets up in the 115 range that it's
Well,
a little
unbearable.
more challenging, yeah. And you can call it a dry heat all you want. It
Nah.
doesn't matter. I don't know who made that up,
I
but
don't either.
some PR person in Las Vegas made that up. I guarantee it. We'll call it a dry heat. People won't think it's as bad. Hello from Ireland. I like that. Rooting on the Hensley's Angels. Curious where folks are tuning in from. If you want to comment and let us know where you're taking in the action from. You've piqued our interest, our comment from Ireland.
All right, the main issue that Janine is going to have with this table is that 3-ball, or if it's the 3-ball. 2, 4, 7, 6, no problem. 8 is obviously going to be an issue. There's only one pocket the 8-ball goes in. I like the body English. She's trying with everything she's got.
Got folks from Missouri, Louisiana, North Carolina, and then Amy Pryor says from across the room, hi. Hi, Amy, wherever you are.
Does Amy know that she's here? She can watch it live
It's
too,
always
and on the
interesting
screen?
that folks do watch the stream, even though they're here in the room. We have the screens above the.
Yeah, but it's kind of
the
fun because
play.
you can comment.
Well, they
on
want
it
to
and see
listen to
comments.
us, right?
Oh,
Maybe
that's
they want to
it.
hear us.
That's what it is. I forgot. All right.
Lots of folks from Missouri, as to be expected with a team from Missouri in the finals. I saw somebody from Alaska tuning in. Of course, leagues in virtually every state. I think there's 2 states where we don't have leagues. Maybe North Dakota and Utah. Those would be my guess.
That's not a bad guess. Utah, good guess.
Now, at
there.
one point, we had some teams there in Salt Lake City, but I'm not sure that we currently do. But 48 states, APA leagues. Of course, 3 countries. United States, Canada, Japan. I just happened to run into our league operator from Japan. He had a team still playing in the 9-ball event. I was talking to Kevin Hinkabine, our franchise development manager. He said he's been having talks with folks from India, potentially adding that to our international leagues. I know he always gets a lot of interest from some of the international community on what it'd take to bring APA there. So if that's something you're interested in becoming a league operator, of course, you can reach out to us through our website, poolplayers.com.
Well, not everybody can be a pro, but I think especially if you traveled or if especially people who are like in the military or travel around a lot or you go on vacation, whatever it is. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. Ouch, that's a scratch. You have your skill level. You have your handicap.
Right.
So, if you're playing in a local APA tournament or you find a cash tournament, if you're playing singles boards, whatever it is, you carry that with you and you can pretty much go anywhere, which is a treat to be able to do that instead of having somebody say, I think you hit a couple balls. I think you're going to be
Right.
whatever.
Well, plus you get tied into kind of an instant community when you go
Yes,
somewhere else or you move somewhere else. You're, you move to a new city, you don't know anybody. It's not the easiest thing to meet people. Well, if you've been in the APA, you can continue in the APA. And
Exactly. Somebody commented on a fast table, and it is a fast table. You have to remember that nobody's really played on this table until just now, till today. This is the first match anybody has played. So you got a brand new cloth, new balls, everything else. By the time our 5th event, the 8-ball
slows down a little bit.
finals should be, it'll have slowed down a little bit. But the first couple of days that you play on a table, it's going to be lightning fast.
Yeah,
and these lights make it even faster.
They make so the semifinal round, which took place before this, obviously played here in the championship arena, but there are 2 other tables in the room. that they have the teams play on, and then they play the final on this table. So both of these teams kind of feeling out the table or adjusting to it at this point in the match. Again, Rene Hayes at the table for Hensley's Angels. Her team up 3-0. Thanks to Caitlin Harris, who won that first match, shut out her opponent.
All right, touchy little shot on the 15 here. I have to hit this firm enough to get a shot on the 10 after that. Nice shot, and she did. It's got to bounce though if she's going to get a shot on the 10 in the corner. She's smiling. Not really what she had planned, but that's all right.
We love commenters.
All right.
Keyboard Cowboys.
You bet. Let's see what we can do here. It's good. I like that. Keyboard Cowboys. Here we go. 10 ball. Corner. This tough shot. Not easy to get position either because of the 4 being that has to go in the same pocket as the 8 ball as the 10. Really taking her time now. Oh my. She tried cutting in the opposite corner. Holy smokes. She failed to do it. She actually overcut it, which was not easy to do. She did make one of Janine's balls, so Janine's gonna have to play smart here because she's got not an easy shot on the 6. And if she doesn't make it, she ought to leave a shot for Rene. So she might want to drift the cue ball over to this side of the table. That might have done it right there. I think that did it. Nice save.
Rene trying to figure out how she's going to navigate her way to that 10 ball.
Looks like she's going to try to go 1 rail. I would prefer to go 2 cushions here, but that side pocket is kind of in the way, it looks like. So she may be forced to go 1 rail. You got to be real careful of hitting the left side from our point of view and scratching in the corner, though. She's going to look at going 2 rails here instead. She's going to have to go either 2 or 3 rails. There's no way to go 1. Well.
So she'll give ball in hand to Janine.
Janine certainly should start with the 6. You always want to look for the ball that is potentially in the most troublesome spot, which she is. See what she chooses to do for position here. 7 does go by the 10.
The 6 ball drops in the corner.
Ooh, she let go of the cue ball though. She made that tougher on herself than she needed to.
some folks asking
Good
about
shot.
where various teams have finished in this event. Again, you can use the CompuSport app or website. You can go to poolplayers.com and link to CompuSport, look up the tournament, look up the team that you're trying to follow and see how they did or see how they are doing in this event. You can actually download the app to your phone and set up notifications to follow teams, that kind of thing. So try to make it real easy to stick up or stay up with your favorite team here in the World Championships.
Looks like she might be able to play the 8-ball here in the same corner as the 7.
Nice shot there.
Just barely by the
7.
10, and she can. Just going to mark the pocket right here. It does go by the 10. It's kind of difficult. This is the one angle. It's hard for us to really see either live or on the screen to see if it goes or not, but it clearly does. So this is it. This is to tie it up, and not only that, but this is to
Well, it'd put her on the hill.
yeah, exactly. But what you can't see that there is the Angels are up 3-0 from the first game.
Can't get it to
boy.
go.
So Janine needs to win not just this game, but this match, or a match will be over. 5 being the magic number. They already have 3 points, the Angels do. And if they can get 2 points more, then that will be it. Janine wins this, it's a new ball game.
David, we're glad you're enjoying the broadcast down there in Temple, Texas. Appreciate the comment. Of course, it takes quite a few people to pull off this broadcast. Some that are behind the scenes, some that aren't even here but have contributed to the setup and getting all this going. So we're happy to be able to bring this to you guys. Give you a little piece of the World Championships if you're not fortunate enough to be here. And if you're not here, there's still time. It's Sunday. We got a week. Get out here. We got like 100 hours of Mini Mania still to be played, or 120 hours. Come on out. We got a pool party still going on. It's
time somebody
we're
tables.
just
How
kind
many
of getting in the
tables do we
swing
have
of
for the
things.
Mini Mania?
Offhand, I don't know, but more than I could count on
It looks like a
my
sea of table
hands
in
and
that
toes
room.
and your hands and toes.
So this is obviously devastating for Rene. The only thing that she's got going for her is Janine is jacked up over the 10. And that makes the shot that a lot more difficult.
Somebody asking about the overhead camera shot. I think we may be having some trouble with that particular camera, as Steve shakes his head yes. So we have what we would refer to as technical
Nice
difficulties as Janine Cornelius.
And Janine is on the hill.
And she's on a run. She's got some momentum now.
She was down 2-0. She's come back and taken the lead
Storming
now,
back
3-2.
Now on the hill would be a big victory for her and her teammates, trying to get to that decisive third match. Let me see. I believe that's Patricia Smith at the table, just kind of talking to Rene, trying to boost her confidence a little bit, trying to get her to relax. Again, everything was kind of going in the way of Hensley's Angels between that first match victory and the early lead for Rene, but things have, the tides have turned, if you will. Janine Cornelius has responded quite well to the pressure.
It's never over till it's over. I say that all the time. I've gone through it in my career so many times that I've felt comfortable and then gotten beat, or where I felt like I was out of it and then come back and won. You cannot ever take yourself out of it. I mean, it's only 5 is the magic number. If you get 5 points, you win. Well,
Right.
the other team was down 3-0, and it looked like Rene was going to walk away with it, being up 2-0 in this match. And all of a sudden, Janine has turned it around here. So far from over.
Still has yet to make a ball on the break for Janine.
Janine doesn't hit the balls hard on the break, but I love the way she stays down with it. A lot of players kind of jump up in the air, and you lose a lot of power and a lot of focus when you do that.
She did get a ball on the break, my mistake.
She has the stripes. Oh, she had the solids. My bad. Sorry. And tomorrow is the 9-ball finals.
9-ball finals, 3 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. for you on the folks on the East Coast tuning in. Again, that'll be the 9-ball championship. Should be a very exciting match. Winner of that match will take home $15,000.
That's obviously the regular co-ed 8-person
Guys and
roster
gals,
team. Yeah.
yep.
5 play instead of 3 like today.
Rene pockets the 9-ball. There in the corner.
I'm going to go for the combo here in the 13. She's got a great opportunity, it looks like, here to make the 11 and break out that 8-ball at the same time. That would be the perfect solution right here. And then she only has the 12 and 15 left with the 8. All right. And the 14's hanging in the pocket, so let's see if she can keep her head steady here. She has picked up the tempo a little bit more too now. I realize you're not going to just steal this match from me.
Payout for this particular final is $10,000 to the winner, $5,000 to the runner-up. Some questions about that.
Another good shot.
Here you can see kind of the payout chart. The two teams that walked away in third place this morning each took home $2,800.
This would be a pretty strong run out here if she gets all the way.
Again, some folks asking about what teams and states and results of who's left in the event. You can go to CompuSport, get a look on who's still left in the tournament. In the 9-ball event, of course, we've got the 8-ball championships starting tomorrow. You can follow your favorite teams.
I think I would go rail first here and have the cue ball come up side rail. Oh, well, don't do that. After that nice run out,
Oh.
yep. She just hit it a little too thin there. All right, we'll see what Janine can do here. Ball in hand, not one ball tied up. This is just trying to play a smart pattern.
And she is on the hill. This would give her the match if she can win this next game and run these balls out, which would be huge for her teammates on the Apocalipsticks.
Okay, this would be the last ball I would leave before the 8. Take these balls down here instead, but as long as she can get good position here, keep it close. Yeah, see, now she's left herself a long shot. Good thing about leaving a ball like that on the other side of the table is because you almost can't fail. Unless you got dead straight in on that 3-ball later on, you can't fail getting on the 8 at that point. So you get those balls like I was talking about in clusters down there and then deal with that one.
Right.
All right, she has left a shot on the 8. I don't know if she can squeeze by the 4 enough to cut it in the corner, or if she has to try a bank shot here on the 8. It looks like she can. Maybe play with a little bit of left spin, maybe to hold the 8 out We'll see where she's going to mark it. I think she can make it. Yeah, she can.
She's going to go for it here. Of course, thank you, Jim Cavender, for the nice comment. Always appreciated. He says we're doing great. I know you're looking for the comment.
Well, if Jim says that, then we know we've done something right, I guess, right? Hi, Jim. Oh, nice shot.
Beautiful
nice
shot. Beautiful shot by Rene Hayes.
Cheated the pocket just enough to get by that 4. Fantastic.
And she has
There we
now
go.
picked up her 3rd game, still needing 2 for the win. Janine needing just 1. Rene getting some
match.
love from her teammates. Kind of a nice moment there.
Well, what's fun for these guys is that it's a good payday for either side.
Sure, yeah. I mean, one way or another, they're going
gonna
home with a nice amount of cash. But again, as we always see, you want that final win.
You definitely do.
You
It's
want
not
that
just
trophy.
the money. It's
yeah.
the money you'll spend.
I would say most of them would
pretty
say it's
quickly,
it's the trophy. It's
of
that
course.
it's having that championship attached to your name.
Yeah, it makes for a lot more fun. Fun story with your grandkids and stuff that we won the world championship.
Right. Long after the money's been spent.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with Aurora. She says exciting match. Always fun to watch matches that aren't dominated by one person. Kind of a nice showing by both of these teams here in this particular match.
Bit of a messier table here than last time. Last time, both players had chances of running out. This is kind of one of those where take what you can get and then play smart from there. I've always had a hard time to have the patience for 8-ball. It's never been my strength.
Yeah.
I want to shoot,
Right.
9-ball is a little bit more offensive, but I love this game because, and I've never played it because in the Pro Tour, we've never played 8-ball.
Right.
So I've never really focused on 8-ball as much as I have since I became the evaporator, and now I just admire the little moves. And they're different if you play on a 9-foot table versus a 7-foot table. The moves are different.
Right.
Because of all the congestion there is on the smaller table.
Less real estate, yeah.
Still the same amount of balls, the same size balls on the table. So obviously a lot more congestion.
I had a chance a couple weeks ago to see my first Chinese 8-ball table.
Oh,
you
yeah.
played Chinese 8-ball?
I've seen it.
Holy cow.
Yeah. They're tough. They are tough.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
At least the tables I saw were beautiful. But man, I don't know if I'd never pocket a ball on one
You
of
look
those.
at the pocket and you go, are you sure this is bigger than
It's unbelievable.
It's actually larger than the ball itself. It's the same thing with snooker. Those pockets are really tight. And this particular table, the pockets seem bigger than they are because the cloth being brand new, it slides more.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hit the cushion, it's going to want to slide in more than when you have a worn cloth a little bit. And again, this is our very first time this table has been played on.
Right, at this event, right.
And again, we're in Vegas. And when there's a lot of humidity in the room, the cushions that's made of rubber, they will bounce shorter. But when it's this dry in the air, they will actually slide a little bit more. So
Right, Vegas notoriously dry.
So you got to plan on that when you're shooting your shot. You know that. So play the ball in that side of the pocket, and you can do a little bit more with the cue ball because of that, because you have more of a range of what part of the pocket to play it in, which changes the line from the cue ball. So got a little deep there, but
question about coaching here.
nice
There
shot.
is There is coaching allowed. Each of these players gets 1 timeout per rack. Janine Cornelius is the player on the hill here. Janine currently at the table.
Oh. Going to be ball in hand there for Rene.
Again, this match is for $10,000 first place prize money.
We'll see her what she's going to do. That 10 ball, I guess, will go. She obviously needs to break out the 14 here at some point if she's going to go for the run out. I'm not sure if she's going to gain anything by keep playing safe because she has ball in hand right now. I like shooting the 9 ball in the corner and going into the balls and breaking them up that way.
Somebody asking about the payout. Yes, it is all cash. Lots of cash. Of course, we do give them the big check, right? Everybody likes the big check, but that is more for marketing purposes and kind of a nice little trophy to take home. We actually hand them cash before they leave here. So at the conclusion of this match, their prize money is distributed along with their trophies and all the other things that go with winning a championship.
Yeah, we're going to work on the overhead view for hopefully for the 9 ball tomorrow. It'll be worked out, but that's not something.
Yeah,
we just had an issue with it.
It's the camera is currently
it's there.
down. Yeah,
it's just not working right now.
Not working, so.
But we try to stay on time with starting this event, so there was no way for anybody to have a chance to fix it. Kind of hard to say to the players, yeah, I know you're supposed to play at 1, but we're going to make it 2 because we're trying to fix this. They don't care about the angle, the camera.
It's kind of an interesting dynamic between broadcasting and the elements of that and how it kind of fits into the tournament because they there's a give and take on both ends.
Well, the number one thing, no matter what, is the tournament and the players and making sure that everybody is, the other stuff, you'll have to wing it. You can't lose track of the fact that the tournament and the players are the number one. So, all right, this is going to be an interesting little battle right here. Janine, again, being on the hill. Rene just still needing 2. And this is what we're looking at. Even if they get this out, there's still 2 balls tied up there. And oh, no, Rene did that earlier, too. And
so she makes contact but does not drive a ball to the rail after contact.
This could be disaster. That 14 ball goes. So that means Rene has a chance here. If that 14 goes and she can give herself an angle to come up for the 12 or the 12 ball, I believe it is, 10 or 12. And it could bring this to Hill, and it'll be a 2-1. And I tell you what, this is huge. Because if Rene gets this game that brings her to the hill,
right,
that will get them 4 points. So it'll be 4-2, even if if Rene win it, even if Janine wins. So that'll be 4-2. That means that the Angels only need to get 1 point. They need to get to the hill in the final third game.
Apocalipsticks would need a shutout in that 3rd game. So this
is a big rack.
Very big.
Win or lose for Rene, she really, really, really could contribute to the team right here. And
no
she
doubt
looks like
she
she
knows
will
all about
too.
that.
Nice shot. And this to get on the hill. And again, if she makes this and wins the next one, it's over. But just by winning this and with the point system we have,
She will
She
assure herself
guarantees
1 point,
exactly. Nicely done.
Right? Big shot there by Rene. And folks, we are now tied up. Each player now needing 1 game, both on the hill, needing just 1 game to secure the match. If the next game is won by Rene, her and her team, the Hensley's Angels, will be the champions. Janine pulls out this next rack. We'll go to a 3rd set or 3rd match. But no doubt both of these teams knew the repercussions of that 8-ball falling and how it can potentially affect not just this particular matchup, but the 3rd, like Ava mentioned. That's some good insight, Ava.
Oh, gee, thank
Good
you.
insight. I hadn't really thought that far ahead.
It's not your job.
No.
Well, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, come to think of it, it is. All right, here we go. Talk about that moment you go, come on, 8-ball, go, please. Okay.
Dry break for Rene. Janine will have her chance at the table.
Let's see here. We got a full house here. It's amazing how many people are in here, and the big door is open where the crowd is walking by, and it's still, you can almost hear a pin drop, but other than the music.
Well, and one of the nice things they've done with the setup, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a screen facing out into the hall, so the people outside the room can actually look in and get a glimpse of what's going on. And really nice setup here by our tournament staff and getting this.
And don't forget, we still have a tournament going on in there. 9-ball is still trying to produce their finalists and semifinalists and finalists for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I think there's a couple more 9-ball rounds today. I think there was a 2 o'clock round and a 7 o'clock round. I'm not sure if there was one after that, but we'll have 2 rounds of 9-ball tomorrow. Of course, the semifinals begin at, I believe, 10. The final round will be 3 p.m. And, of course, the final round will be live streamed starting 3 p.m. tomorrow. That's 3 p.m. Pacific time. So mark your calendars. Come back and join us for that. Again, this is the first of 5 championship matches to be decided during the World Championships here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. We are on day 4 of this year's event. Action will continue until next Saturday. We crown our 8-ball champions. Of course, we still have the Masters Championship to get underway, the Jack and Jill Championship still to come. So still a lot of action and a lot of matches to be decided here in this year's event. But our focus now is here in the ladies' finals, where Rene Hayes is trying to guide her team to their first championship. She pockets the 3 in the corner.
Good shot. If that 1 ball goes, she's in a good spot here. I think it does go by the 9. A lot of balls left on the table for Rene, but not a lot of issues. She can just tap this and hopefully nudge that 7 enough to get a shot. And if not, she'll always have the 2 or the 1 down in the corner. She should be fine as long as she makes the 5.
Brian Ambrose asking if we miss the Riviera. I think
Nostalgically,
in terms of sentiment,
yeah.
absolutely. But in terms of facilities, the Westgate is most definitely superior.
Hands down.
But of course, a lot of great memories at the Riviera, and so of course we do miss it. But very happy to be here at the Westgate. And their fantastic staff here that ensures our players come out and have the experience of a lifetime. That's what we strive to achieve for our members, and that's, we can't do that without the Westgate and their team here. So the 1 does not go. Janine surveying the table here. Speaking of the Riv, a lot of folks know that I think it's been about 1 year now that the final tower came down. That was last year here at the championships. A lot of us went up and watched the implosion, watched it come down. And
Look, it's strange with all these old that have been there forever, old casinos.
yeah.
But it was time for the Riv to go. They would have to do a lot to bring that to its former glory. So
Yeah, I took a walk down there a couple days ago, and it's weird. It's like it was never there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's a parking lot now for the convention center, and if you didn't know that it had been there, you'd never know. I mean, it just...
I did like the pool area, kind of being in the center.
Yeah, the
right
courtyard
there in the middle
pool.
of everything. Yeah, that was kind of neat. The
See,
way it
I
was
like
built.
I really like the Westgate's pool because I like the view. You know, at the Riviera, you were kind of boxed in with that
True.
courtyard. Here at the Westgate, you can see out to the Strip and the Big Shot Ferris wheel and some of the iconic casinos in the distance.
Nice shot, and position up here for the 14. This has been a good match, I'm telling
hearing
you.
some applause from the Apocalipsticks fans here in the stands. Well, both of these teams have kind of, like you mentioned earlier, their own rooting section.
Yeah.
Kind of segmented here in the room, so one side will get loud while the other gets quiet.
Big shot here on the 14, and
She gets to go, and she is now on the 8. Trying to send this.
she has struggled a little bit with the angle on this shot before. She so far have seen her miss a few times with this kind of angle. She hits it too straight and misses on the right side. We'll see if she can fix it. She can't overcompensate for that because then she'll run into the 6.
I see Mrs. Bowman has now tuned in. Mrs. Bowman, of course, my
Hi,
wife,
Katie.
back home with the kids.
And we miss Katie here.
We do
'cause
miss her.
she's like
She's a
the
big
boss
part
of all
APA,
this.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know she misses coming out, but for the time being, home with our 3-year-old and our soon-to-be 1-year-old.
All right, let's see if she can
8
do it.
ball is in
And
the
she
pocket.
she did it. What a match, you guys.
Janine Cornelius of the Apocalypsticks.
Brought it into a 3rd game.
Comes up clutch there in that second match.